there this morning that are just, what do we do with this team? Do we blow it up? Do we do this? Do we do that? I thought the offseason, I think Sather has made a lot of trades last couple of years without getting a lot back in return. And you're starting to see that rear its ugly head. Lundqvist, listen, I'm a Devils fan. It's for a guy that is called the King with no Stanley Cups, and we had a guy, Brodeur, that the greatest of all time. As a fan, it's kind of cool. As a guy to sit here and talk sports in New York, it kind of sucks. Clearly the most talented goalie the Rangers have had in a while, and is he ever going to win a cup? Do you trade Lundqvist? Think about that for a second. Do you trade Lundqvist? Do you try and get younger here? They have a lot of big contracts. Girardi, Zuccarello, Nash. Lots of big money contracts. And for everyone killing Lundqvist, and he was awful in this series. And who knows if the injury in Game 1 was a problem? We don't know. But we do know this. He was bad the entire series versus the Penguins. Lundqvist was horrible. And Lundqvist has had his share of playoff losses and bad performances. So maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's just, again, Lundqvist in the playoffs. Who knows? But the defense on this Ranger team did not come to play this entire series. Their penalty kill was terrible. Their power play was terrible. And I think the disallowed goal in Game 3, to me, was the turning point of this series. Because keep in mind, you won Game 2 in Pittsburgh. So the momentum was kind of, for the road team, it's always good to get that split. They got the split, won Game 2, and I'm thinking, okay, we have a series right now. And the disallowed goal in Game 3, and it just was not meant to be. And they lost Game 3, Game 4, Game 5, and Game 4 and Game 5, they did not even show up. And to get shut out 5-0 at the Garden in Game 4 of a playoff series, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. And the Rangers were picked by a lot of people to win this whole thing. They were picked by a lot of people to win the entire Stanley Cup this year. For only their second title in 70 years. But Lundqvist, I don't know what the future holds for him. Do you trade him if you're the Ranger front office, try and get some? I don't know. But they do have a lot of big money contracts that there's really no room to maneuver or anything. But they have to clean up on the defense. Their power play is terrible. Their penalty kill is terrible. It's not just Lundqvist. It's the fact that they couldn't take advantage of the Penguins' backup goalies. That's also another issue. But all year, the power play and the penalty kill, that was a bit of a problem, and it was dreadful in this series. Dreadful. So before we put all the blame on Lundqvist, which rightfully so, listen, he's the goalie, he's the guy, but it's not all on him. The defense was paper thin, did not show up for games 4 and 5. It was a joke. Once they fell behind 2-1 in this series, Game 4 and Game 5, they didn't show up. The defense, they forgot that they were playing. They thought they were on the golf course. Another lost year for the Ranger fans. We want the cup. Well, the only cup you're going to get is a nice cup of ice-cold beer to drown your sorrows.